Elizabeth, and welcome to my Wassily Kandinsky inspired artist class. We are looking to the work of Kandinsky, who had a long career in exploring many different things along the way as he became interested in different topics and influenced by world events and other artists and art movements. We are going to be looking at two elements of Kandinsky's work. So we're going to kind of look towards more of the geometric elements, where he was very much inspired by sound and color. He had synesthesia, so when he looked at color, he could hear sound. And when he heard sound, he could see color in his mind. So music was a very important part of Kandinsky's art journey. And we can kind of consider the different colors that might come to mind as we hear different sounds and kind of try to tune into that overlapping element of visual sensory and auditory sensory. And kind of how do we represent sound through mark making? Many of his pieces he called compositions because he truly was trying to achieve what a composer of music was achieving. How do you layer different elements together to create a certain feeling that sound and music gives you? So that is one section of his work. The other section, he got very interested in science and kind of at the microscopic level and like organic beings and those different kind of organic shapes that come along with that element of science. And that became biomorphism. So he was really looking at how do you abstractly, through these inspirations, kind of represent biomorphic shapes and marks in your artwork. So he's got these biomorphic pieces too that are also really fun to explore. We have these two elements of Kandinsky that we're going to be looking at.
So for this one, I was looking at the compositions and the work that Kandinsky did surrounding music. So I was really kind of playing with like fluid lines and different marks that kind of reminded me of how music sounds and feels to me. This one is kind of leading more into the organic shapes and kind of playing around with that and some variety and really kind of mirroring some of the imagery shape-wise that Kandinsky used. And then this one also is kind of a nod back to more of the composition type pieces. So when we start working on our project, the first step is going to be using permanent marker, so waterproof ink, to create different sorts of marks on the page. This can be lines, this can be shapes. Did a little bit of wax resist with crayon just to have a couple different elements that were going to resist the watercolor. And then I went in with some really loose watercolor and let that kind of bleed from one to the next as I went along. We can really get into some interesting compositional things and really have some fun playing around with mark making and the interaction of the art materials.
I hope you'll consider joining me in class as we get excited about the work of Wassily Kandinsky.